Hey everyone, it's Jess. So I've got my notes with me because I've got some things to say real quick before we get started. Um, Finally getting around to recording some beach video. Been lots of rain lately. Also lots of planning to make this happen the way I want it to happen. So there was some homework leading up to this. This band mapping video is going to be for Tessa Violet and her 2019 touring band, which was composed of Dante, Cimadamore, and Jess, Bowen. And to give you an idea of what to expect, this is how the map starts out. And this is how it ends when we're finished with the video. And so there might be some errors in this. If so, I'll be putting the corrections in the description along with links for all the artists and their connections and stuff. So I've done my best to make sure this is correct, but like I said, any errors in the description. I'd like to mention Dante specifically. He worked with me over email to give me some more details that I used for the map itself. So thank you, Dante. I appreciate it. And I think that's it. So we might overlay some photos from the concert I went to go see in 2019 of Tessa and her band. And that will go along with the beginning of the map as well. So here's to getting back into the swing of trying to do things like this. And here comes a helicopter. So, here we go. Okay, so first thing is that she had previously toured with Dodie and Rusty Clanton in 2016. And I'm going to put this out here. You're going to hear some clicking as well as I type all this out. And as you can see, I'm giving each noun its own node on the edge. Excuse me, after the edge. These are nodes and edges in my mind, but yeah, so Rusty Clanton goes here. And as I do this, I'm going to be reorganizing it on the fly. And so you may see these things shrink or grow as I zoom in and out. And on some dates, they were joined by John Cozart, or Cozart. I'm not sure how you say his name. I've got the 2016 right here since I've got 2019 down there. Okay, and let's see. We're going to break out some of her mashups that she's done. Let's see, there's a really good quartet she did that was put together by her, Dodie, Orla Gartland, and Lauren Aquilina, called Crazy Human Psycho Crush. They've mixed together 4 of their songs, and it's just the greatest thing. I'm going to put that link in the description as well. If you haven't seen it, you really should. Let's see here. And I think there's a Crush mashup with Pomplamoose, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think I'm gonna... Let's see here. Because we've got Dodie right here. And so we're going to try to only have one copy of each noun. Try to move this down a little bit towards more centered. Get more room up there. So we've got Dodie, we've got Orla Gartland, and we've got Lauren Aquilina. Hope I'm spelling that right and saying it right. Check my notes here. Uilina. Uilina. Okay. I'm going to say mashed up. Oops. Crazy Psycho. Crazy Human Psycho Crush, sorry. I'm going to add a little line in there to save some space. And normally I'd feel compelled to take another arrow and bring it up here, but I don't think I'm going to have room for that later on. Okay, and again, we're going to be cleaning this up. Like this program actually has a an automatic flow auto layout, which I'm not sure if you can see. And no, you can't see that window. But if I click this magical button, which you can't see, it will automatically redo some of that, which is not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the more custom thing, so we're going to hit cancel on that. So it's going to be messy in the interim, but it's all going to work out in the end. Alright, so we need to do the crush mashup with Pamplemousse. Moose. Yeah, got it. I'm going to say mashed up the song Crush. Let's try that again. There we go. And you've also got to mash up with... Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. They mashed up Crush and Adele's Someone Like You and the Pixies' Where's My Mind. So I'm going to try and represent just the song names here. Someone Like You. Okay. And then I'll be putting a link to that down there as well. Clean up this part. And let's see, what else? She's made a couple different, well, actually many different versions of her songs with various artists. And here's where things get fun, because I've got to find space for all this. So we're going to take these and shift them over just a little bit. And I'm going to move Dodie and Orla and Lauren all along the same lines because it just feels like a better grouping. And I might move this up here, like so. Okay. Alright, that's better. And I've got the pluses in here to indicate that this is, even though this is the name of the video, without the pluses, we will represent those in the same way that this is for consistency. Okay, I'm going to bring this up just a little bit here. And let's see what else we have. Different versions of songs. There's probably a more succinct way of saying this. Create different versions of... And we're going to go here. We're going to list each of the songs, and then with another edge going to a node, we'll be listing the artist that they that she created those versions with. So we've got, let's Mr. Wives. She made a version of Bored. Is that the one? I think that was the one with the vampire movie, but I might be wrong. It's a little bit late right now while I'm doing this, so it's been a long work day. Okay, so I've got another one. Let's look this one up. My notes have two different songs for Love of the Band. Let's look that up real quick. Let's see. Okay. Lovely, the band. Tessa. And... okay, I'm wrong about the Mr. Wives and the version of Bored. The vampire movie that I can't think of right now because I never actually saw it. That is the sort of the setting, the feeling, the coloring of this video that they did with Tessa. So Games is that one. So let's get back to here. I almost started singing Games, and you don't want to hear me sing Games, so. Alright. And the other one is, there's another version of Words Ain't Enough. And she made that version with Chloe Boriando. Again, I hope I'm saying that right. And you know, I wrote down Chloe's name without any caps. And I'm wondering if that was intentional. Okay, so apparently it's not supposed to be. Okay, so I need to take those caps out after looking that up. Okay, let's clean this up because I don't like this diagonal here. These here. I'm going to use a special function off screen that you probably can't see to line these up real quick. Again, I'm using CMap tools. It's a free program, really cool, really fun. If you've got to organize information, if you're doing an interview, if you know. Align middle, okay. Anyway. I think I've used this program for almost 20 years now. Maybe 18 years. And I'm not sure if they still develop it. I think they may have moved on to other stuff. But I still find a lot of use in it. Okay, so we've got this. And here comes the fun part because I'm going to say this a lot, but the fun part is making all this fit and not look horrible. Because you kind of find a balance in this as you're doing it. Especially like when you have to tell this, hey, I want you to align center, and then it looks okay. Especially like aligning these, like the center of this group. Align center, yeah, and then you want to make some of the stuff equidistant, and you know, so make these two things align middle. No, yeah, middle. There we go. Middle is vertical, center is horizontal. Okay, let's move that down here. this middle. Cool. These are going to stretch out to here, and maybe I'll try and line these up just a little bit better. But I don't want to mess with these too much. I will orient these arrows a little more specifically. There we go. Okay. And I've got Days or May down here. Days or May actually toured with Tessa in 2019 as well. They were the opening act. And here's the thing, they don't really fit in this triad. So I think they did come on stage to play 1 or 2 songs with her. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say opened. Well, okay, we have to do this backwards because the arrow goes the other way, like so. Because we're going to say opened for 2019. And Days or May is also all lowercase. Oops, spell that right. All lowercase and all one word. And again, I'm going to align these two. Maybe even align these for the center. There we go. All right, yeah. So this is looking nice now. Okay. So I thought I had more notes for Tessa, but they're probably somewhere in the back of my mind. So this is the condensed notes I had for Tessa that I actually wrote down. So what we're going to do, we're going to move on to Dante. And Dante played bass and maybe keys, but I mostly remember him playing bass. So we're going to focus on him now. I might bring this down just a little bit. There we go. Okay, and Dante is also known as Give Me Motion. So if you search for that, you'll find his website, you'll find his YouTube channel, and I'll be noting it below as well. Alright, so he played bass, at the very least, for Tessa during that concert. And like I said, I think he may have played keys. I know he knows how to play keys, but I'm not sure if he actually played them during that concert. So that's also a possibility. We're going to start out by talking about his latest album, which is called Extraordinary, which he describes as the most punk rock he'll ever be, while keeping with his generally joyous sound. And he mainly worked with Jeremy Hatcher on making it. So I'm going to say and again, we're going to be moving these around as we find better places for them. Jeremy, what did I say? Jeremy Hatcher? Alright. Whoops. Wrong. Wrong window. Alright. Let's see what else we got. His first EP was called Empty Rooms. And he also toured with Dodie and Rusty Clanton back in 2016. So here's where things get interesting. I only want to have one Dodie and one Rusty on this map here. And so what I'm going to need to do is to move Dante over here and Jess over here, and then do some magic basically, which will be interesting. So we're going to take all of Dante, move him over here, take Jess, she goes over here, and we're going to say Dodie on this side. So can we move Dazer May over here? We can. Okay. Alright. And we're going to do a version of him, a version of his previously toured with. And instead of using this one, we're going to pull another one. Make sure I got that right. Dodie and Rusty. Okay. That was accidental. And then we have to go all the way to Dodie. And I don't like using curved lines, but sometimes you have to. So I'm going to go to my little line control here. And I configured this just on the side window that you're not seeing. But yeah, I don't know if there's a good place for that. But for the time being, we'll be happy with this. Okay, so I've got a number of music collabs that I need to get on this map. Let's reorganize some of this. If I can collapse these two into just releases. And then do this extraordinary. Next album in Empty Rooms, I'll put first EP there. And so now we can sort of condense that a little better. But we're going to need some of this space in a little bit. And again, we're kind of in Bob Ross mode right now, where if we don't like something, we can modify it a little bit, and sometimes the order just magically appears and happy accidents happen. So, alright. Let's see here. I want to do a collaborated with. This section is going to be a little larger probably, but we will reorganize. Let me see it. I collaborated with Nice Peter. On epic rap battles of history, which some of you might remember from a while back. If you haven't seen any of that, you need to go on YouTube and check it out, because some of them are pretty awesome. Well, they're all pretty awesome, but alright, so we've got Nice Peter and epic rap battles of history. We've got Mary Doodles. Worked with her on the music for her channel. Alright. And who do we have next? He drummed for John Cozart and also Thomas Sanders. And so there's John Cozart up there. So I need to move this. And again, this is two-dimensional. There's only so many times you can do this before things get a little more interesting. So I'm going to move these releases over here. I'm going to move the collaborated with over here. And now it's going to be branching out to the side. Alright. But we need to get John Cozart in there. That's going to break the pattern of having this on edge. But, okay, maybe we'll just have two John Cozarts. Sometimes you can't, what's the word? Denormalize your information the way you want to. So yeah, he worked with John Cozart on... Oh. Okay, so we're gonna... Okay, so this isn't exactly denormalization because we actually have two people. Thomas Sanders, apparently they were a duet, and he was the drummer for that duet. Still not liking how this is going, this connection here, because it's not really a collaboration, it's an actual performance. So how about we get rid of this and make this its own thing? Or not. Collaborated with John Cozart and Thomas Sanders, playing drums. You see, the idea is I try and make these become sentences, or at least rough sentences. But the idea for me is that they should sort of read like a sentence as you're walking out from them, you know? That's the reason I put the arrow here for Days of May going this way, because Days of May opened for Tessa Violet, and Jess and Dante toured with Tessa. So the way the arrows go is very important. Let's see. All right, I'm happy with this, and if not, we'll change it. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go ahead and line up some of these before we go on.
Got that one. Okay. Let's see, we've also got Jackpot Golden Boys. By playing guitar and piano. And let's bring that up just a little bit. Make those arrows a little longer. Okay. And he also played acoustic guitar to the GZA song "The Mexican" with Tom Morello. So that was the guitar, that was the acoustic. Guitar intro was all Dante. Okay. I think that's the last one for the music collabs. I'm going to nicen this up a little bit. Let's see. I don't think talking with anyone else. We're not connecting up these guys to anyone else, so we're going to move John and Thomas down here. And we're going to move Nice Peter. I think I'm just going to do this in the order I have it for the most part. Try and make it pleasing to the eye. I'm going to take these 5 and just align them to their left side. And I might see how these look aligned to their right side. Pull them out just a little bit. No. We'll just leave them like that. But we do need to fix all these arrows over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Tell this guy to attach to their side. Mandatory. Don't auto-connect. Alright. I do like that. Okay. And I have a little bit more for Dante. Let's see. I've got the Epic Rap Battles Riders list, so we're going to bring that in as well. And this is a verb, like, I think I mentioned this earlier, but this is like noun, verb, noun. Occasionally you have to put nouns inside your verbs to make some of the stuff make sense. So he wrote on Epic Rap Battles with, and then we put the nouns down here. And we've got 5 names? No, 3 names. Whoa. Epic Lloyd. Did I spell Lloyd right? Yeah, all one word. And Zach Sherwin. And also Mike Batet, which I actually looked up the pronunciation of his name because I was not sure. Mike Batet. Put those, let's see, we actually have more space down here than we intended to have. So we'll line these up here. Do align middle. And we'll align these two in the center, which they were already aligned. That's good. Let's take a look at this. Alright, so we've got Tessa's stuff. We've got his connection, Dante's connection with Tessa, although this isn't quite obvious right here. Maybe I'll bring this out a little bit further. Maybe bring this all out just a little bit more. Oops, it's not what we wanted. I'll bring Dante and Jess out just a little bit further. And you know what? We've still got all the stuff over here that we've been ignoring, that I've been ignoring. So we're going to move this here. Move this up just a little bit. Make sure Dante and Jess are still aligned. Gonna bring the rat battles over here and move his releases underneath him. Alright, we're gonna align these guys to the left. And you can also do a thing where you can distribute them. Do the alignment to the left again, and then wait, can you do distribution or no? I might be thinking about a different tool. Okay. Maybe the distribute is a different tool. Okay. So we're going to bring that there. Align all of these to the left just to make sure they're a little easier. And let's bring those albums back out to here. And I'm gonna try to align this one manually. That's good. Okay. And we'll drop Jeremy right there. I don't think we had Jeremy in here, even though he probably belongs over in here in one of these at least. But all right, let's align these. Centered. Okay. So now we have. All right, so this is Tessa's section up here. This is kind of like a shared section between Tessa and Dante. And here's Dante's section down here. And still not too keen on this little branch here. But we'll play with that later, maybe. We're going to be doing a huge cleanup after this anyway, so. Okay. Yeah, and I have one little bit I might add, but I'm trying not to overcrowd everything immediately, so we might add that one a little bit later for Dante. Maybe not. We'll see. Alright, let's move on to Jess. Okay, so as for Jess, I've got her site, I think there's a bio at remo.com. That's the best thing. That's what I found. She played drums for Tessa. For Tessa in 2019. So we're gonna add. Oops. say percussion, because I'm sure there's probably more than just drums. Yeah. And again, we'll put this off to the side. We'll very likely move this around. One of the big notes on her is that she co-founded the Somerset band with some others, and the current members, I think they just got back together in the last year or so. Co-founded. Hyphenated? Huh, yeah, sure. And, I usually say contains at this point. It's technical, but correct. Because I can't really say currently, well, actually I could say currently contains, but yeah, we'll just say that. Actually, I'll put 2022. Alright, now I'm second guessing, so I'm going to look it up real quick. Because right now I have Brian Dales, Stephen Gomez, and John Gomez. I'm going to look it up on Wikipedia real quick. Brian, Jess, Stephen, John. Brian, Jess, Stephen, John. Okay, cool. And because I'm paranoid, I'm going to go to the Somerset website, which I'll also link to in the description. Just look on their website real quick and see if, well, their website's, yeah, I don't think it has information on their band, or if it does, I'm not seeing it. Okay, moving on. Let me add these in here. Okay, so we have Brian Dales. And Stephen Gomez. PH Stephen. And John Gomez. Okay. And let's move. We're going to move this to co-founded Somerset, which contains these three guys. Bing bam boom. We're going to align them to the right. We'll adjust those arrows again to make sure that they're always going to be pointing at the same spot. Okay. Let's bring this over just a little bit. And we're going to take all of this, just move it up just slightly to align it with Jess's name. Okay. Alright, let's see here. There are former members. Do we want to add them? Yeah, let's add them. Okay. So we're going to mess up our formatting here. And let's say, formerly contained. You know, in the times I've done this before, I've come up with a better term for this. I don't remember what it is. However, we are here. And we've got two names to add. We've got Josh Montgomery. Yeah, we'll just say formerly. And who else? Dylan Morris. And let's see here. Dylan played rhythm guitar in 2007 only. Josh Montgomery played guitar until 2017. John Gomez is the lead guitarist and pianist. Stephen Gomez plays the bass. And Brian Dales does the vocals. And of course Jess is the drummer. So yeah. Let's realign all of these. Actually, let's bring both of these up just a little bit. I'm going to move those arrows before I realign them. Like so. Okay. Align right. That does look a little funky. Gotta bring these guys down just a little bit. And do that so I can get a little more separation. Then they look a little more balanced. I'm going to do that same arrow side connection trick here too. Okay, I like that. I'm going to bring that in. No, let's leave it out. Okay, there we go. Alright, so Jess Bowen co-founded the Somerset. Currently contains Brian, Steve, and John. Formerly Josh and Dylan. Okay. I might separate those out just a little more. Okay. I'm happy with that. Kind of. Alright. Let's go with toured with. I don't have a year associated with these, so I'm just going to lay them all out in a toured with section, a toured with edge. And this one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people or bands. So we're going to see how this works out here. But I'm just going to start adding them. 303 is one of them. Alice Glass. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more on this. Let's see, the ready set. And Dia Frampton. Thomas Ian Nicholas. Thomas Ian Nicholas. And the Matchstick Skeletons. Alright, so how are we going to orient these? I've still got one more thing for her. It's going to take up a little bit of space. So, I think what we're going to do is, I'd really like the vertical space for these guys here. So I'm going to actually move. Am I going to move this? Yep. I'm going to switch this around here. So we're going to move. Or maybe we won't. Let's make this work down here. I'm not really a fan of the star pattern very often. that this is currently in. Like, especially for like a list, doing the web list of things is can look weird. So we're going to try and orient these guys over here. Let's go ahead and knock out, get them aligned to the right. See, I'm not liking that. Maybe we will go with the star pattern. Okay, maybe this will work. Still not sure what to do with these plate branches here. Maybe so. I guess since these are what they did these are the actions they took for the tour. This is what they played for the tour. I guess we'll just keep them up like that, because they're pointing toward Tessa and her tour, so we'll leave these like that for the time being. Go ahead and align them in the center. Align these middle. Let's push in just a little bit. Alright. Let's make sure these two are aligned. They are, okay. Make sure these two are aligned. Okay. Make sure these two are done the same way. There we go. Alright. I'm going to bring these two down just a little bit. That makes a little more sense. I'm going to move this over just a tad, trying to get these arrows to be straight. I think that's good enough. Okay, cool. Alright, let's continue working on this toured with thing. Again, trying to make this just look not balanced, but easy on the eyes. I guess balanced is the word in this case, because I'm going to move the longer names down. Okay, I like that. We're going to orient these manually, just like we did elsewhere. Bring that one to the corner. This one to the middle. Okay, I'm liking that a little better. I'm going to line up the toward width with 303. Just to make that... Whoops, wrong one. What to do that. There we go. See, they're just easier on the eyes. Do we want to align these? No, we don't. But we will sort of balance these out a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to stop messing with that because I think we reached the point where it doesn't matter. I think that's good. That does work. This still feels lower than this, though. No, according to the system, they are aligned. It just looks weird. Okay. Tell you what, I'm going to bring this whole thing down just a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so now I've got one more thing, and I'm not sure where to put it. Maybe we'll move all this down here. Maybe we'll move some of this up. Yes, okay. This is how we'll do it. Alright, so Jess has a podcast with Bowie Jane or Bowie Jane. I think it's Bowie Jane. Called Babes Behind the Beats. And I haven't listened to it, but from what I've read, they interview female percussionists. So let's go ahead and get that in there. Let's see. Produces a podcast. Babes Behind the Beats. We're going to say with Bowie Jane. Okay, and I think let's bring this down straight. Just think it'll look better. And we're just going to align all of these toward the center. There we go. Alright, now that we've done something with this, let's see. Toward width? How far can we bring that out? Toward width, co-founded. Let's bring out the co-founded just a little bit. Oops. Unselect that. I accidentally selected Days or May. Let's not do that. Bring this in. Okay, now that there's something here, I feel a little better at making these like a list. I don't know, it just seems to feel... Still feels weird, but we're going to roll with it. And maybe even put these right align, left align. Which way do we want to do this? Alright. Okay, so now we have to redo these manual settings for the arrows. That one's already done, that one's already done. What about this one? But we do want to make them a little bit like that, where you can see the arrows better. Again, this is, I'll probably spend more time aligning things than I do actually typing things in. I'm still not a fan of this. Tell you what, we'll move this down here. And we'll just work on the co-founded stuff just a little bit. I'm liking this box here. Box, 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 box. It's almost as if this needs to be further down, but I need to keep this sort of in the same perimeter of everything else going on. Alright, I like where co-founded is. We're going to leave this here. Let's move this out. Toured width is going to go here. And I think we're going to go back to the star formation. Yeah. Maybe that's it. Alright. Well, let's take a look at what we've got. I think that's all I had for Jess in my notes. Yeah. So let's just play with this for a little bit. If I need to do a bold on that. Since that was their main function, their main instruments. No. Alright, let's just pull back out here. So now we have, there's not so much the separation between Tessa and Jess and Dante. I am going to bold their names. Or maybe even give them a larger font. 14 point. 16 point. Now let's go back to 14. And then we'll do the bold. Yeah. So this might be it. So up here we've got Tessa Violet with her previously toured, which she also shared some of these folks with Dante. And Days Are May opened for her for this 2019 set, 2019 tour. We've got some things we'll just move over a little bit. Pamplemousse, a mashup with them. I think that's Natalie Dawn and the guy's name I can't think of right now. But yeah, if you haven't seen Pamplemousse, they've got some really good mashups, some really good covers, and they have their own original stuff too. But Pamplemousse is awesome. Again, if you haven't seen Crazy Human Psycho Crush, definitely look it up on YouTube. Link will be below. I'm not sure if there's a limit on how many links I can put into the description, but I will do my best to put all of them in here. Dodie, love me some Dodie. Actually just saw her in concert this May, I think? No, March. Saw her down in Orlando, and Orla was actually playing with her as well. So I'd like to do another one of these maps just on Dodie, but again, baby steps. Tessa first, because that was the one I went to. That was the concert I went to first back in 2019 of these four. So haven't seen Laura on stage, but have seen these three. So yeah. Okay, and there's different versions of Tessa's songs that she's modified, that she's made different versions with. Mr. Wives, Lovely the Band, and Chloe Moriando. And let's see, let's go back to Dante. And just to be clear, it's Dante. He says there's two different ways of saying the name. The original Italian, which he says he uses like in Europe, which is Cimadamore. Over here in North America, he just says Cimadamore. And but yeah, that's Dante. And so he played bass guitar for Tessa. He previously toured with Dodie and Rusty. And John Cozart he has a connection with, but it's in conjunction with Thomas Sanders, so I couldn't easily represent that connection up there with one John Cozart in the map, so this is my one little gimme for the whole map. But yeah, so I collaborated with these guys on a number of different things. Epic Rap Battles of History, he wrote those with these gentlemen right here. Again, let me just take these and do a quick alignment on them. Left. And then he's got a couple of releases out there. His album is Extraordinary, and his first EP was called Empty Rooms. That needs to go there. That's going to stay there. This is going to come down just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, alright. Yeah, and he worked on Extraordinary with Jeremy Hatcher. Alright, and as for Jess, she played percussion for Tessa, and also co-founded the Somerset Band, which currently contains Brian, Stephen, and John, and formerly contains Josh and Dylan. She's toured with 303, Alice Glass, The Ready Set, Thomas Ian Nicholas, The Matchstick Skeletons, and Dia Frampton. And she also has a podcast called Babes Behind the Beats, which she hosts with Bowie Jane. I think that might be it. There we go. So this is what I call a band map, or band mapping as the action, as the verb, I guess. But this is just something fun I've done in the past for as long as I can remember, on paper. And then after I found this tool, this CMap tools, I started doing it in this tool, and I'm still modifying things here. Still seeing places where I can make things a little better. Anyway, but again, this tool is called CMap Tools. It's free. It's kind of like just publicly available. You don't have to pay for it. And I actually use it wrong. This is not the way you're supposed to use it. You're supposed to create concept maps with them and have a focus question at the top, and everything leads up to that focus question, but you still can make little connections between all your items inside. So, but yeah. So basically, if this map did have a focus question, it would be what's the history behind Tessa Violet and the two other people that played on stage with her in 2019 for her tour, which is a terrible focus question because it doesn't just focus on one thing. But yeah, so this is it. And I'll zoom in here just toward the end here. But yeah, so this is the band map for Tessa Violet's 2019 tour for the, let me make sure, the Bad Ideas tour. And also, these three also performed in the 2021 Bad Ideas The Experience, which was like a pre-recorded concert, sort of a COVID-safe way of producing something that felt live but was actually streamed. So anyway, I did see that. That was awesome too. Again, if you have a chance to see Tessa Violet or Dante or Jess or the Somerset or Days of May or anyone on here, definitely do it. Go to the concerts, pay for the VIP experience, go early, buy all the albums, buy all the t-shirts. They're worth it. Alrighty. Thanks for listening this far, if you got this far. Y'all take care.